before I give my top 10, I'm gonna shout out some albums that are not like literally my favorite albums, but I think are like the best album, some of the best albums ever made. I'm just gonna shout out
Should do you
Biggie.
think do you think you should hold it, or do you want to say it now?
I'm gonna say it right now. I'll just say Life
Okay, go
After
ahead.
Death.
Hmm.
Or no, not Life After. I mean, I love Life After Death. Ready to Die. I think is like
Okay.
just so fucking good. One of the
Hmm.
first. Oh my god, there's so many fucking artists out here. Midnight
Yeah.
Marauders is my favorite Tribe album of all
Oh, I
time.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Moment of Truth is the first '90s album I ever listened to, and is my favorite
Hmm.
production of all time. So shout out Gangstar Premiere. There's no Jay-Z on my list. I couldn't fit it, but the Black Album is
Damn.
his best album. Let's just say it like that. I'll say it on my
Hmm.
chest, but Reasonable Doubt, debatably the best first album of all time. Trying to think of any other '90s rappers I love. The
I
fucking
agree with that
Outkast.
though.
Shout out to them. I'm not sure what my favorite album by Outkast is. Eminem, legend. All right, now I'll get back to my list. It's so hard. There's too many people out here. I'm trying to pick only one album from each artist, so I'm not trying to like load my thing with like a bunch
Fair
of
enough.
Cole, bunch of Kendrick,
Mhm.
bunch of Mac Miller. Album behind me, To Pimp a Butterfly. I think it's the best hip hop album ever created. It is what made me stop being like a lyrical miracle and only focusing on lyrics. Because when I first heard T-Pab, I didn't love it because it's a weird fucking album, and my taste matured, and it's just fucking amazing. It is so good just from the first funkadelic thing you get George Clinton like yelling in your ear, the different voices, the storytelling, the jazziness. I think it's the best album ever made.
Fair
All right,
enough.
next. Can only pick one Mac Miller album. I'm gonna go with Swimming.
Hmm.
On any given day, it could have been Faces, Good AM, or Circles. Faces is like where my entire rap style comes from with doing like weird ad libs and stuff. But Swimming, I mean, some people wouldn't even say it's a rap album, like completely. But
Hmm.
boy, I think any kid from this generation who likes that type of music says like Swimming changed how they felt
Hundred
about life,
percent.
or helped them.
100%. It
Uh,
was it really hurt when he passed away. Like you said, this album isn't on my
bro,
list.
that shit sucked.
But I still remember the day my boy Ronak, we were walking down to class and he was running behind me and he tapped me. He was like, "Yo, you're not gonna believe this. Mac Miller passed away." And Ronak is the type of person who makes like
Yeah,
insensitive jokes all the time. So I like punched him in the chest for saying that. But he said, "No, no, look, the TMZ came out and I was in denial because it was
bro,
TMZ." But yeah, it was awful.
I was at the gym and my friend who is the same type of personality told me,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
I was I was fucking pissed. Not pissed,
yeah.
sad, so sad. Next up, someone even it's not really a rap album, but it's just like a
Mhm.
top five for me. And it's not Malibu by Anderson .Paak. It is No Worries by Anderson .Paak. So I
Okay.
told you you weren't gonna guess it.
But we all
Malibu
know
could
Malibu's better. Come on, don't lie to yourself. It's okay. It's Malibu. That's his best album. That's
yeah,
his
no,
magnum
yeah,
opus.
it might be better. I don't know. There's so many tracks on No Worries. Like, Suede is debatably my
Yeah.
favorite song of all time.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, Malibu, we can put them half and half. I love Anderson .Paak. I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Cole, hard to pick one. Sam said it, but it has to be 2014.
There you
That being
go.
said, For Your Eyes Only. I wish I could go back to Twitter the day it came out because it was probably hated.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
jazzy, it's storytelling, it's Cole. He's fucking amazing. Immortal, what
Yep.
a song. The song For
Yep.
Your Eyes Only. Change Clothes is the best J. Cole song of all time.
Mhm.
Debate a wall. And lastly, for the top five, could only pick one from this man. He
Mhm.
currently does not like my religion, but
Mhm.
Kanye West,
Oh.
late, late, he does not support me as a human, but Late Registration is Kanye's best album. And it could have gone with so many Kanye albums. He's the best artist ever.
Yeah.
And just to quickly name a few albums because I couldn't shout out everyone, but Call Me If You Get Lost and or um not Blonde. Well, Blonde would be on here. It's not a rap album. Call Me If You're Lost or what's the fucking Flower Boy could have been on this list. The Black Album, um, Coloring Book / Acid Rap. Acid Rap was one of the first albums I fell in love with.
Mhm.
Uh, what Would Sheen Gun Do? Griselda. Fuck all Freddie Gibbs' entire discography. The Never Story, JID,
Yep.
and Smino Noir. That rounds up my love for rap music.
Hey, beautiful list. And I also
Long
want to
winded.
commend you for picking the right choice, 2014 Forest Hill Drive, which is it is what it is. It's J. Cole's best album,
Yeah.
but For Your Eyes does deserve its flowers. I actually read on this Twitter fact, and I never knew this. You know how in Immortal, J. Cole screams, forward with the plot 1745. I just thought he
Yeah.
was just saying numbers. Apparently, if you move to 17 minutes and 45 seconds, 1745, and forward with the plot, That's where he announces that the man he's talking about passes away.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Insane. I did not know that
Bro,
either.
these guys are
Yeah,
smart. Immortal's
ahead
a
of their
fucking
time.
he bars out on that.
And it's awful because it was Kendrick, everyone would be talking about it, and I didn't know that from that Cole
Yeah.
line, but Cole is a
You know
genius just
what
as much as Kendrick.
someone never really thought about For Your Eyes Only is that
Mhm.
so Cole used on Deja Vu, he uses Bryson Tiller Exchange beat. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that
who
was
got it
kinda
first.
weird. Yeah.
But also on the off season, he uses the Mine beat for not
Yeah.
compensating, but for you know what I'm talking about. On
Yep, I
Pride is
got
the
you.
Devil, he uses the same Mine beat. So that's interesting from Cole that he's twice used beats that were already out and became very popular songs for another artist. I'm guessing he
Mhm.
just got the I don't know. I know he called Amine and like got his permission, and Amine is
Yeah.
like a Cole stan, so he was like
Yeah.
honored. That's I never really thought about that till right now that he did that.
Yeah, that was weird. The song was Amine's Can't Decide. That one
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out first, but I don't know exactly which came out, Tiller or Cole, but I remember it came out, like, the exact same time, so it was so weird, like, hearing both, and I obviously like Deja Vu more, but Dawn was still fired by Bryson Tiller.
yeah.
But
And
yo, let me you go.
oh, wait, what was I about to say? Oh, and the All Season could also easily be my favorite Cole album because that's I think peak rapping Cole. He's
Mhm.
not like getting deep like on For Your Eyes Only or
Yep.
storytelling. It's kind of storytelling, but that guy is getting better, sharpening that pen. That's why it's my
Yeah.
goat.
Hey man, let's get to my list now. And feel free to interject when I give my reasonings why the albums
Uh,
are here. I only want to say one bonus album. There's so many albums I could have included in this list, but the one that I'm really sad I couldn't include. Mm, Actually, let me hold it off because I might kick off somebody. But
okay.
this is no order. I'm assuming yours is no order as well.
Yeah, I can't
First on
put
the
an
list
order.
has to be To Pimp a Butterfly. Like you said, in my opinion, I know it's different by generation, but it's undeniable. I think it is the greatest hip hop album ever made. It is just way too brilliant, way ahead of his time.
Yeah,
And Kendrick is doing things ahead of the curve. I remember there's a track. It's not Mama. I've been waiting for your wait. That's Mama, right? I know
yeah.
everything. I know
I've been
that flow
waiting.
he's using.
Yeah,
There hasn't been a rap. Maybe there has been a
sneak
rap in
this
the past.
in.
Exactly. There's never been, unless there has been a rapper who's had that flow. He basically essentially created or innovated a flow like that. I know everything. I know, that flow,
Yeah.
insane to be able to create
What's your favorite
something. That's so
song?
forward thinking.
What's your favorite
hmm
song of that album? Because I have a choice that I don't think like other people would say is their favorite song.
Dude, the whole I
Oh,
can't
I
pick
have
a
two.
song because it's just the album. The album let me look. Oh, actually, I do
Um,
know, but it's not the best song. It's just listen, this album is funk, it's jazz, it's
yeah,
soul, it's what we love, as
made
a
me
Black community. So my favorite track on this is gonna be What It's Always Been, and that's Wesley's Theory, man.
it's
That's
so good.
Wesley's Theory. Oh my god. It is incredible. What about you?
Yeah. 40 acres and a mule, the piano, guitar, anything. Say my name is Uncle Sam. I'm your dog. Um, yeah, the funk, it actually like made me fall in love with that style of music.
Mm,
And that's part of the reason why I fell in love with like Anderson Paak from that type of music and live
mm,
performance. And that shit's crazy. Uh,
yeah.
Hood politics. Motherfuckers want to say they missed when hip hop
Mhm.
rap was rapping. If you did,
And the Killer
Killer
Mike
Mike would
line?
be
Yep.
platinum. Your priorities fucked up. And after that, I'm gonna go. You ain't gotta lie. Mama said. It's
Yeah.
just like jazzy. It gives me vibes of like Change by J. Cole. Just you ain't gotta lie to kick it. It's just good message and it's a great song.
Like I said,
Shout out
it's
T-Pap.
undeniable. In my opinion, I do agree. It's the greatest rap album of all time. Next up on the list will be Nas. Nas, It Was Written. I'm sorry. Illmatic is
Not
amazing, but
Illmatic.
I think I'm sorry. I like It Was Written more. It Was Written is my favorite Nas album. So many classic tracks on there. Nas at his peak rapping abilities, while also making um, while also making a mainstream accessible album. This is also why number 3 is gonna be Jay-Z's Black Album. I do think this is Jay-Z's best album. Similar to what you said earlier, Reasonable Doubt, yes, he is incredible, right? But at the end of the day, he was able to put extraordinary rapping alongside
Peak form.
extraordinary beats, peak flow, peak beats. It's just incredible.
Yeah. You can hear
Um,
he's young
yeah.
on Reasonable Doubt. And there's some songs that like are a skip for me. The
Mm,
Black Album, another album at the gym that you can listen to and it will
sheesh.
get you through it. And there's certain songs just because I listened to the album obviously in like 2017 for the first time.
Mm.
Like it doesn't like Change Clothes get a lot of hate because I
Yeah, it
love that
does. Same
song.
thing with Folding Clothes and all those tracks.
I think Change Clothes is like a great song. I love the beat from Pharrell. I
Mhm.
love that album. It's my favorite one. Allure, me and you both agree. Best
Yep.
Jay-Z song, debatably.
That and
Lucifer,
then also
Public
Luc oh
Service.
my Adam, bro, you got some taste. Lucifer bro, if you want me to go
Yeah.
ape shit, there's a handful of songs that make me go
Peak
a
Kanye.
crazy man. One is Money, Power, and Respect by The Lox, and 2 is Lucifer. That Kanye West beat, oh man, I'll be a madman. One
Yeah.
of the best beats I've ever
Lucifer,
heard in my life.
I think it goes right into Allure.
Yep. They're both
There's
incredible
certain albums
songs.
that I listen to so many times that, like, when the song's finishing, like, I know what
Mhm.
song's coming next.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm, like, shuffled in a playlist, I'm expecting Allure to come on, but I'm like, "Oh, this is
Yep.
on shuffle."
That's a
Next up,
madman
what we
move to
got?
put it on shuffle, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, not
But
the
next
album. I'm saying, like, I have a playlist of random
Oh, say
songs, and
less,
I'm
say less,
expecting
say less,
yeah.
say less. Alright, next up, I have Outkast, AT Aliens. When I first heard this album, I was so blown away. I've never heard a rap album like this, and any rap album that has any type of thematic, spacey, weird, nerdy vibe.
Yeah.
Before you had like Tyler or yeah, Tyler doing weird rap or whatever he wants to call it. You had people like Outkast actually being the Outcast, or even Logic getting the Incredible True Story, that space theme. That all stems from AT Aliens, especially in
Yeah.
the 90s where it was East Coast, West Coast. They came up with their own sound, and that album is incredible. Is that your favorite Outkast album, or do you think it's Aquemini or something else?
I'd probably say Italians, but I wanted to
Mhm.
give shout out to Big Boy because he's probably the most underrated rapper of all time.
Yeah.
Because Andre gets lifted up so much. I don't think he's never outperformed, like, on the album.
Mhm.
I think he's amazing. I love Big Boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
And now my last slot, and I is not gonna make it in. Listen, as a bonus, Imma say Kanye West, Late Registration. In my opinion, that is his best album of all
Yeah.
time. That album is incredible. It's
The
between that
beats,
and It
the
Was Written,
rapping,
everything, man. I wanna include it so bad. Low-key, it should be in here, so Imma say top 6. It has to, it
bro.
just has to.
The
But
beats on it, oh
yeah,
my god. We Major, Drive
dude,
Slow. We Major is like, whoo, that beat. And Drive Slow and oh my god, the
it was
intro
Rim, I have to get
song.
the boot. Okay, no, honestly, guys, it was Rim, I get the boot.
Yeah.
Or actually AT Aliens, one of the 2, but I'm gonna include all those
I
3.
don't even
But
know
the
if you
last
I'm not sure
slot
if you named
what?
5. I don't
I
know if you
named
named
that was 4. That was
okay,
4, so I'm about to name my 5th.
okay.
And this album is my favorite hip hop album of all time. Adam was laughing earlier because he's like, "I know you're gonna include an Eminem album. The
Oh,
question is which one?"
okay.
And this is gonna be the Eminem show. I've never
Okay.
heard rapping so
Yeah.
good in my life. There's been a few albums like by Nas, Biggie, Jay, where I heard pristine rap. And when I heard Jay-Z on Black Album on What More Can I Say with the
What
Gladiator
more can I
introduction,
say?
with Gladiator what did he say again? Are you not entertained?
Entertain, yeah.
And
Who you
Eminem,
know
man, the Eminem show, man, it is bonkers. I feel like if anybody is a fan of hip hop, a fan of lyricism, a fan of rapping, you have to really just bow down
you know
and
what?
hear incredible rapping. You're not gonna hear Till I Collapse and be like, "That's mediocre." That is some of the best rhymes you've ever heard in your
Yeah.
life. In your
Maybe Imma
life,
go maybe Imma go listen to that when I drive to New York today. Maybe that'll be my album I choose.
dude. It
I
is
used to be
revolutionary, man.
I used to be
That's one of my
obsessed
favorite
with,
albums of all time.
business. I just like
Mhm.
Eminem's someone who can display his personality so much, and he's obsessed with comic books. So, like, the
Yeah.
business beat, like, everything about it, like, "Marsha,
Dude, and it's
yeah,
just gimmicky and it's so unique. That's what I love about it. It's
oranges,
new
peach
and
pops, pear
unique.
syringes."
Ring, ring. Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Who is doing that, bro? Nobody's doing
Yeah.
that. And this is can be a perfect segue to this next last segment.